Building Pakistan, the Pakistani View on Progress. Hope, hardship, and the routine struggle. The construction process in Pakistan is far more than a mere technical or economic activity. It is a profound cultural and psychological phenomenon. It serves as a powerful lens through which one can examine the nation's collective psyche, reflecting a complex tapestry of deep-seated aspirations, resilient pragmatism in the face of adversity, and a pervasive negotiation with systemic challenges. The Pakistani mentality towards building, be it a home, a commercial plaza, or a grand public project, is not monolithic but a dynamic interplay of tradition and modernity, hope and frustration, pride and compromise. The home has a legacy, the cornerstone of aspiration. At the most fundamental level, the construction of a home is the ultimate manifestation of the Pakistani dream. It is inextricably linked to concepts of stability, honor, and legacy. Unlike in many Western societies where mobility and renting are common, there is an immense social and cultural pressure in Pakistan to own land and build a paakka makaan, a permanent, solid house. This mentality is rooted in an agrarian past where land was the primary source of wealth and identity, and this has seamlessly transitioned into an urban context. The process is often a lifelong endeavor. A father will sacrifice, save, and invest every available rupee into constructing a house, not just for his immediate family, but as an inheritance for his sons. This leads to a distinctive architectural feature common across the country: the multi-story, often unfinished structure with protruding steel rods, sariyas, from the roof. These rods are not an aesthetic choice but a symbolic declaration of intent, a promise that the next generation will continue the construction, adding another floor for their family. This incremental building approach is a testament to a long-term, intergenerational outlook. The mentality is not about instant gratification, but about planting a flag for future generations, making the construction process a slow, patient, and deeply emotional journey. Pragmatism in the face of adversity, jugaad, and compromise. If aspiration defines the why of construction, a hardened pragmatism defines the how. The average Pakistani navigating the construction process operates within a system characterized by bureaucratic red tape, unreliable municipal services, and economic volatility. This environment fosters a mentality of jugaad, a uniquely South Asian concept of innovative problem-solving and making do with limited resources. This pragmatism manifests in several ways. Firstly, there is a widespread reliance on informal labor and advice. While qualified architects and engineers exist, for the vast majority of middle-class and lower-income projects, the primary authority figure is the mistri, mason, or craftsman. Decisions are often based on the mistri's experience and anecdotal knowledge rather than on formal structural calculations. This is not necessarily due to a disregard for science, but often a matter of cost and accessibility. Secondly, economic instability profoundly shapes the mentality. Inflation and currency fluctuations can double the cost of materials like steel and cement midway through a project. Consequently, people buy and store materials in advance, construct in phases as funds become available, and are constantly making on-the-fly adjustments to the original plan. This results in a construction timeline that is fluid and extended, often stretching over many years. The dream is constantly being recalibrated against the harsh reality of the budget. The spectacle of the farmhouse and the high-rise, symbols of new wealth parallel. To the incremental builder exists the mentality of the nouveau riche and the urban elite. For this segment, construction is not just about creating shelter, but about crafting a powerful statement of social status and success. The proliferation of ostentatious farmhouses on the outskirts of major cities and the relentless vertical growth of high-rise apartments in Karachi, Lahore, and Islamabad exemplify this. This mentality is heavily influenced by globalized, often Gulf-inspired, aesthetics. The desire is for grandeur, marble floors, grand staircases, high boundary walls, and ornate gates. The construction process for such projects is less about familial legacy and more about immediate prestige. It is also where the intersection with corruption is often most visible, with land being acquired through influence and building codes being bypassed with bribes. This mentality reflects a growing economic disparity and a shift towards a more consumption-oriented, display-driven culture. A negotiated relationship with law and quality. Perhaps the most critical aspect of the Pakistani construction mentality is its ambivalent relationship with regulation and quality control. The existence of building codes and master plans is often a formality rather than a guiding principle. The phenomenon of illegal construction, kachia bodies or informal settlements, is widespread, but even in planned areas, violations of building bylaws, such as exceeding allowed floor area, ratios, or converting green belts into commercial spaces, are common. This is not born out of an inherent lawlessness, but is a rational response to a dysfunctional system. When the official process for obtaining a building permit is slow, expensive, and mired in corruption, people find unofficial, faster routes. This creates a vicious cycle. The disregard for codes leads to shoddy construction, which becomes tragically evident during natural disasters like earthquakes or floods, or in man-made tragedies like factory fires. The 2005 Kashmir earthquake, for instance, was a stark lesson in how poor construction practices cost lives. While this led to some improvements in building codes, especially in seismic zones, the implementation remains inconsistent. The mentality is often one of fatalism. Jo likha hai, wo hokar rahega. What is destined, it will happen, which can overshadow proactive safety measures. The role of faith and superstition embedded within the process are also elements of faith and tradition. It is customary to hold a Quran Kwani or a Milad, religious gathering, before laying the foundation stone, seeking Allah's blessings for the safety and prosperity of the future inhabitants. Conversely, superstitions also play a role. Some may consult astrologers for an auspicious date to begin construction, or rituals might be performed to ward off the evil eye on a particularly impressive new structure. A mentality in flux in conclusion. The Pakistani mentality towards the construction process is a rich and contradictory narrative. It is a story of profound hope and ambition, where a single plot of land represents a family's past, present, and future. It is a story of resilience and jugaar, where citizens navigate a challenging system with remarkable pragmatism. And it is a story of conflict between the desire for modern, safe, and legal structures and the daily realities of economic pressure and institutional weakness. As Pakistan continues to urbanize at a rapid pace, this mentality is evolving. The rise of regulated corporate real estate developers offering turnkey apartments represents a shift towards a more formalized, less personally involved process for the urban professional. Increased media coverage of building collapses is slowly raising public awareness about the importance of structural integrity. The fundamental drive to build a secure and dignified space remains constant. But the expression of this drive is gradually, albeit unevenly, moving from a purely individualistic, often informal struggle towards a more systematized, albeit still imperfect, endeavor. The construction site, with its dust, noise, and promise, remains the perfect metaphor for Pakistan itself, perpetually under construction, grappling with its foundations, but always reaching, ambitiously, for the sky.